Oh, how do you do, folks? It's me, Kevin Tinkin, reminding you about YouTube, Patreon, EddiePepitone.com. We're there. There's more. Check it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's me, Kevin Tinkin from Apocalypse Soon, and welcome to the only podcast recorded in nature amongst the people and amongst the animals. The animals. And here he is, folks. He's got pursed lips, the legs are exposed, and he's looking good. The dark earring is in, and I'm pumped. And you better be too, because it's Eddie Pepitone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Apocalypse Soon. It's your podcast with no upside. Good evening, good morning, good night. Checkmate, everybody. Look, I'm doing Sharon Stone to you. You see that? You can't concentrate on the podcast because I'm opening and closing my legs.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, good to see you, Kev. We just got through the 4th of July weekend, and we were talking off the air, not to brag that me and Kevin have a rapport off the air, but me and you had opposite weekends. You did a lot of actual work.
Yes. Yeah, I was hustling. I was parking
You were
cars.
hustling, and I was reading books.
Wow.
I was being a good little boy.
You were educating
No
yourself.
partying and reading books, watching a couple of movies, getting a couple of chest pains. I just got a pain right here. You ever get pains near your heart and go,
Oh, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
hello, I'm Ted Johnson. Welcome to Pains Near Your Heart, the program where people who are not doctors talk about what it could be.
Yeah. Could be nothing at all. Could be it's probably just a muscle spasm.
Or it could be a blocked artery.
You know what? Sometimes you just drop dead like that.
Oh,
You know?
Ooh.
Blocked artery, you get a little pain, all of a sudden it's over.
It's over.
But it's, you know what? It's probably not. It's probably gas.
Welcome to it's probably gas. And this is the show where we basically attribute everything to gas. Yes.
Sir, my arms appears to be gone.
That's obviously gas.
Most likely just
that
a little-
backed up and blew your arm off.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
happens if you keep the gas in too long. When you go to let out the gas, you could sever a limb, and that's what happened to you.
Yeah, just lie on your stomach for a little while.
Lie on your stomach, and get a prosthetic arm. You could get that next to Stabbing World, Gun World, and Drowning World. Oh, that I shouldn't talk about Drowning World. They had, as we are talking there. Have you been following the flash floods in Central Texas?
No.
Boy, it's good to be you, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. Well, anyway.
I don't know nothing about it. I've been watching immigration stuff in Ireland today.
In Ireland? What happened in Ireland?
I guess some Muslims were cutting their hair on the steps of some sacred Irish building, and then there's a bunch of homeless encampments, and it's like there's just a lot of migrants in Ireland, and so the populace is getting together and marching and saying, knock it off, like go somewhere else.
Are you sure this? Now, the thing is I don't trust your recollection of the fact. Like, I think you might be in the ballpark. This might be going
I'm
on.
definitely in the ballpark. Yeah, but there was somebody cutting their hair on the steps of a so-called sacred building in Ireland.
Are you sure it wasn't a barber?
Well, it could have been a barber, but there was a lot.
By the way, I've been thinking, if things go south for me, career-wise, to just be a mobile barber, like, get and it would be pretty easy, like a razor and even an electric razor, battery-powered.
Yeah.
Different scissors. I mean, it wouldn't be a big kit, and it's like I would just ambush people and cut their hair, and then and demand payment. Like just like you jump. It's sort of a mugging. It's like a combination of mugging haircut. A mugging haircut.
Yeah. Like those buskers on the street who, if you stand around and watch, then they come around. You watched. Give me some money.
But it's like jumping somebody, pinning them down, giving them a trim, because you probably don't have much time there.
No. Is it a good trim?
Is it what?
Is it a good trim?
If you're skilled, it is. You have to be, when someone is like trying to get away, you really have to be careful about hurting them.
It's hard.
With the scissor. Anyway, that's another idea I have that hasn't panned out. The mobile mugging barber. The barber who mugs you, gives you a haircut, like maybe it's at gunpoint, where the barber is like, motherfucker, you don't move until I've given you a trim. I just had a trim, sir. Yeah? Well, whoever did it didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
You're like, all right, motherfucker, I'm going to clean you up around the ears, though.
I'm going to clean you up around the ears. Do you mean that metaphorically? So anyway, what I was going to bring up, besides some, amorphous, there were some people getting their haircut, is that at least 70 people have died in flash floods in central Texas, and it's another example of the climate breakdown. Like, we are now getting such intense storms, like the rainfall now.
Yeah.
There's more moisture because there's, the global warming. And so the rain is more intense, a lot like Hurricane Harvey in Houston. Not Hurricane Harvey, my uncle, who was a huge alcoholic and would just rampage through Thanksgiving and other, events. He was an event hurricane. You ever have that? You ever have that relative who, like, you're like, oh, fucking Christ, Harvey's here, And you're like, Jesus Christ, batten the hatches.
If they start drinking, it can get pretty wild.
Yeah, but not that Hurricane Harvey, but Hurricane Harvey in Houston, when the hurricane stayed over Houston, and just the flooding was. Anyway, that's going on.
When did that start? The flooding?
Today is Sunday. It started like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Or on the 4th. It was like, man, I'll tell you, what's fucked up about holidays is when tragedy strikes on a holiday, it seems more tragic. Like when people die on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Or what's another one?
I mean, all, on your birthday.
I mean, the big ones, Thanksgiving, like,
Oh, yeah. Well, then you always remember every time it comes around, you go, oh, that's right. This is when my friend died or whatever on that one Easter.
I'll never forget, we had rented out a restaurant room for Christmas Eve, my Italian side of the family. And all of a sudden, my Aunt Frederica, on the Italian side, just jumps through a window. And we're all about to, and this is before the appetizer. She just took a running leap through a window, which then we had to pay for.
Very considerate.
Fell on to Fifth Avenue in New York City. We were
a nice area.
Very nice area, but still the concrete on Fifth Avenue is just as hard as the concrete on the Lower East Side.
That's true.
Or wherever it is. And
there's a lesson about being present in there somewhere.
We were going to give each other presents, but that put a pall. We of course finished the meal. We had ordered, so we weren't going to just cancel. We
gotta eat.
What
we don't have to eat just because she jumped out of the window?
That's correct. And it was freezing because it was winter. It was Christmas Eve, and so there was a howling wind coming through. But we all had different lamb shanks and homemade pasta. It was one of these Italian restaurants where you get homemade pasta.
So imagine you're the guy. So she's jumped through and then you have to. You're like, look, of course, this is a tragedy, but we already paid for the room, you guys.
We already ordered because this was the type of place, once the order was in, and if they've started making it, it didn't matter if you ran through herself through a window.
That's right.
You know, the homemade pappardelle, which is the long, thick noodles, was getting made.
Oh. Look.
You know?
And look at the menu. There's nothing about the people jumping out of the window.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
so,
look at this puppers.
you know, I pivoted to try to do a toast to Anne Frederica. I was like, look, to Anne Frederica, like after she had thrown herself out the window, I was like, look, to Anne Frederica, I just want to say, you know, we thought you going on a new medication would help. Apparently, we didn't vet it. You know, it was in the early days of Lexapro. She was part of a trial. You know, my Aunt Frederica earned most of her money participating in clinical trials. You know, she didn't have a steady income.
This is a gig economy back then.
What?
That was the gig economy back then, you know.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, she used to sell her blood. She used to do clinical trials, anything from soda pop to antidepressants, detergents, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Things that, tools that would suck part of your brain out. You know, that was a Black & Decker line that did not go anywhere. Black & Decker made this line of tools that'll suck your brain out, but it didn't fly.
I like the idea of her being in a testing group. Like, we're going to test out this brain-sucking machine.
Right, and she had to have her brain.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm not getting the placebo here.
Yeah. And then ever since that incident, whenever we rented a room in a restaurant, it had to be windowless. You know what I mean? We always did the windowless room.
Windowless, topless, endless breadsticks.
Well, I don't know where the topless came from.
I mean, anytime somebody says less, I always immediately think topless.
Yeah.
So when you said windowless, my brain immediately thought of windows and a woman with her top off.
Yes.
I'm a man, you know.
You know, as our country goes into utter disrepair and authoritarianism, and, you know, the whole country has been hollowed out, you know, by fucking wars and, you know, Congress and the legislature being bought out by the wealthy. So the whole country has become just a corrupt, graft-ridden country. And I think the only way to combat it is to, like, have more topless donut shops.
Absolutely.
Donuts.
See, now we're talking. A lot of people just complain. Eddie comes with solutions.
Yeah, and maybe
donuts.
not just donuts, but like topless places that wouldn't be topless as we decline. And the decline is so moral as well. Like, you know, everybody's been pornified. Like the pornography just makes people think, you know, there's no more everybody's commodified, objectified, right?
Yep. And
so why don't we make it into law, like topless banks?
Yes, topless banks.
And I'm talking to men and women. This is not a sexist thing.
Yeah.
But men have to wear nipple rings,
see-through trousers.
But if you're a teller, you can't see from the.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so maybe only for like the banking desks. Maybe the underneath are made of glass or something.
I don't know. I don't want to get too visual. But what I want to say is that there should be more topless people in businesses, you know?
Yeah.
And even like H&R Block would be good. You know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You get your taxes done for a reasonable price.
And you rename it. H&R will knock your block off with our topless accountants. You know what I mean?
H&R Block, built like a brick house block.
Anyway, we are at, I don't know.
Imagine if, like, like some major events like Tiananmen Square, where the guy came out and he stood in front of the
It was a woman.
It was a woman. Imagine that woman was topless with a dozen donuts.
Yeah.
I think some of those guys would have gotten out of the tanks.
It's amazing how you could take this incredibly poignant moment in history and just shit on it. But that's okay. That's okay, because I know I've set the bar low.
Well,
I've set the bar low. I just think the society is crumbling to a point where people will be urinating on each other as a matter of saying hello. You know what I mean? Like, hello will be just fucking urinating on somebody.
Just taking a little piss. Yeah, I mean,
like you sneak up behind them, piss on their leg, and they feel the warmth, and they go, "Is that you, Frank?"
Must be 2027.
Happy New Year. But yeah, we're in a steep race to the bottom, and there's a lot of good people around, but it's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. I mean, what's funny about all that stuff is that here we are, though, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I see people playing soccer down there.
Yes.
People walking their dogs. This woman is reading.
It's beautiful.
And it's really nice weather.
It's very nice. There's a nice little breeze.
Under the tree, it's beautiful.
Well, I mean, as I said before.
But out there, yeah.
It is a lesson in being present, because
that's true.
At every moment in history, from every perspective, if they had the capacity to realize the enormity of the world, there's tragedy going on everywhere at all the time.
Right.
So there's also beauty like this,
Yes. Life is, beauty and horror.
Yeah.
Juxtaposed, right next to each other. In one moment, a baby is born. In the same moment, someone is shot from a tower.
Absolutely.
So that's why I recommend everybody have scrambled eggs. Have scrambled eggs whenever a horrible thing happens to you or a loved one. Hi, I'm Ted Johnson, king of the Scrambled Egg Factory. Here at Scrambled Egg. And what I mean by scrambled eggs are not only the physical eggs that get scrambled and tossed with cheese and onion, etc., like a Western omelet, which is ham and green peppers, but scrambled eggs as in your brains are getting scrambled from all the horror. We combine both here at Scrambled Eggs. We make you a beautiful Western omelet or an Italian Mediterranean omelet, which is mozzarella, tomatoes, some basil, and then we scramble your eggs literally by threatening your life with our friend Mike.
Come in Saturday after 6, buy 2 dozen eggs, and get to see a performance from our local improv group. Guess what? Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. It's spelled E-G-G-Z, which is the kicker. And Scrambled Eggs, the improv group, they're great. They take the first suggestion they hear, no exceptions.
No exceptions. They get it every time.
Every time.
I would suggest, they got a lot of good stuff about eggs, though.
Oh.
I've seen some good stuff about
There's
eggs.
a hard-boiled detective who solves crime. There's a great poacher segment where a poached egg is trying to kill hippopotamuses for their horns. Everything is a bit of a pun with the scrambled egg people, but, they're out there swinging, which is all you could hope for.
Come on down. Get some eggs.
Get some eggs.
By the way, the price of eggs.
What?
Price of eggs has gone down.
Has it?
That's what I hear in the news. It's so funny because there's certain pieces of produce that they focus on, and like the price of eggs, they were really stuck on the price of eggs because they were up there, and they're down now.
Right.
So don't worry.
I find food prices to be insane. Food prices, rent prices here in California. The gas prices are unbelievable.
It is wild.
And that's why we suggest
that you pass gas. If you see a gas sign, pass it. It's only gonna really hurt your pocketbook. So pass gas.
Start walking, folks.
Start walking. It's good for the heart unless you feel something around it. And you should watch the podcast. What do you think that is? Where people who don't have doctor's degrees speculate about various aches and pains near the heart.
Probably gas.
Probably gas.
Did you have any shows this last week?
I had one, and it was an interesting venue. It is a venue at a restaurant called Butcher Block in Echo Park. And it was run by Brooks Wheelan.
Oh, okay.
Carl Hess. They were the hosts, and I guess they run the show. And Emily, the former booker at the Comedy Store, booked it.
Oh, very cool.
And it was, what was wild is that it was this place called Butcher Block is a restaurant that serves tons of meat. So their meat scents were wafting through the air. I ordered a soy steak, but they didn't have it.
Really?
I said, give me a soy porterhouse. And I want the part with the soy bone.
You got to get. Oh man, I mean, I know you got your convictions about the whole meat thing, but man, that had to be rough. Being in a steak place.
Well, I wasn't feeling good that day physically.
Oh, well, that's good.
And I'm glad that I didn't eat anything there.
Yeah.
But but so it was a wild show. They were great. The crowd was great. There was one woman who was just so verbal. She was with the big table, but she was right next to the stage, and she would just blurt shit out, But it wasn't a nasty thing at all.
Oh, yeah.
I
know those.
Just kind of funny, but after a while, it was also a little annoying.
Yeah.
So that was the show I did, and then tonight I'm doing another one at the Comedy Store at the Belly Room.
Hell yeah, that's good. Yeah, so you just been reading this last week?
Yeah, because I don't really like 4th of July that much.
Sure.
I don't like the loud fireworks that scare my animals. That pisses me off,
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I mean, I put the Apple headphones on them so they don't hear it.
Yeah.
But they're wondering what the fuck is up with this,
Yeah. No, the animals, they get it the worst.
I try to pump the music through the headphones by the animals, I really gotta get out of this place if it's the last thing I ever do. Anyway, yes, so while you've been hustling, I've been reading, and that's okay. I feel like, Kev, and we were talking about this before we came on, that every show you do it goes in the bank. It goes in the comedy bank. Like you grow, usually, I would say 95% of the time when you're on stage, you learn something.
Yeah.
From whatever show it is. Like when I'm in front of really small crowds, I think you'll learn not to push, because my tendency when I'm in front of a small crowd is to really push, try to get them to react to me. And you kind of learn that you can't force it out of, being on stage. It's like you can't force it.
Yeah.
You could bring good energy, but not forcing it.
Yeah.
It's like sex.
Oh yeah.
You bring good energy to the party.
Yeah.
To sex with your partner, whether it's an android human being or a machine. I mean, besides an android.
Yeah. No, when that, the last small crowd that I did, I was telling Eddie about before we started. Yeah, they were just weird. They were just not given a lot to anybody. Even
you told me about the circumstances. It was kind of a corporate thing.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't be surprised if every person that was in there had never seen stand-up comedy before in their life. and they were very.
That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a bad crowd. Some
No.
people who've never seen it before are like, "Holy shit, this is great!" But I think small crowds, they tend to be a little like scared
Yeah.
to laugh.
Yeah.
What number were you? The first one up?
No. I was like the 5th one up or
You
something.
see squirrels?
There's a little guy behind us, though.
Is there?
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Hey, Eva.
What's his name? Eva. Hi, Eva.
Hey, Eva.
How are you, sweetie?
Oh, the good puppers.
Eva.
Oh, that's right. Oh, she's.
Eva. I like your collar, Eva.
Come say hi to Eddie.
Hi, sweetheart.
Oh,
What kind of dog? Is like a terrier?
That's a fox terrier, Jack Russell.
Oh, that's a lot of
No, you're good.
energy.
Right, that's perfect. Right
That's
there.
a lot of energy. Jack Russell's, man.
She's smart.
Yeah.
Good
Eva, come
girl.
here.
I love terriers. I have one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little.
You know what terrier means?
What does it mean?
Terrier is French for of the earth.
Is that right?
That's why they're.
And they dig in the
That's
earth.
why they're bred to kill rats and rodents.
Right. Ah, thank you.
DNA of them.
You see what you learn on our podcast? Eva.
Can you sit down for me, please? Thanks.
Oh, are you feeding the squirrels? Oh, wow.
Good trick. Good girl, Eva. Good girl.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Eva, you are smart.
Is he? I try to limit her,
Oh, yeah.
show-off techniques.
Are you feeding the squirrels with the peanuts?
I have to try to do my best to get them to go in another direction because she's caught 6 in 5 years.
Oh, really? Oh, she's
Oh,
quick.
shit.
Pleasant when she catches them either. Just
No. No, that's not cool. That's not
But the
cool.
squirrels actually come. You see that squirrel right there, right behind you?
Yeah, I've been feeding them.
Yeah, but he comes down and
Yeah.
will torture the dogs. They run around in circles.
Yeah.
Start to annoy them. And I try to give them a little head start like that so they can get close to the tree so she won't catch them. But she out.
Eva, I didn't know you were a murderer.
Dancing in a courtroom.
Eva,
Incognitos with the dogs don't get.
Eva, don't kill any squirrels today.
We'll do our best today.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, guys, thanks.
You
and have
too.
a good rest of your holiday.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Well, that was good. Mark brought up these great concerts at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
Where live orchestras play the soundtrack to movies.
That's so cool.
I've also seen it done indoors at little movie theaters where they play the soundtrack to Silence.
Ah.
They've done that at the Egyptian and just a bunch of theaters.
That's cool. I love that stuff. I wanted to go see, not at the Bowl, but Tarantino was doing all 3 of the Kill Bill movies back to back to back.
At his theater?
At his theater with like some unseen footage in there and stuff too.
Oh, but the thing is, and for those who don't know, out here in L.A., Quentin Tarantino has his own theater. He bought, I think they call it the New Beverly.
Yep.
And
That's it.
Tarantino bought it, so he shows all these kind of eclectic movies,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
I bet, was he there in person?
I don't know. I didn't end up going. I couldn't get a ticket. I got them too late because we were supposed to be filming something that day, and then the 2 people that were going to help got tickets to it, and they're like, "Oh, we can't help now. We're going to go see Kill Bill 1, 2, and 3." So,
And what were you supposed to do with them?
we were supposed to be shooting something. We were supposed to be shooting a sketch, and then.
And
then-
they were supposed to help?
Yeah, and then so the guy that's put the mastermind behind everything.
That's why you have to pay people.
Yes, but he called
When you don't pay him,
yeah.
well, even though that's still a little shady to do, but
Well, I got a
I get
message
it.
from one of the guys going, "Hey, we should go to this or whatever." I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm doing something that day. I got to whatever." And then an hour later, I get a message from the guy Kurt, and he's like, "Well, we're gonna have to move the dates. We had something come up." And then I get a message from the other guys, "You're free now. You can go to this." And then I go to get tickets, and they're not there. I'm like, "Shit."
jeez, yeah.
But we moved the date. We'll still shoot it. It was that project that I sent you probably like 6 months ago. It was a script about
You're
a
doing it?
timeshare. Yeah.
What is it about again?
It's a timeshare guy who they go.
Yeah.
It's a husband and wife go to see a timeshare presentation, and the guy loses it and ends up killing one of the guys, killing one of the couple. So it's pretty good, and it was very much written for you too. The dialogue is like it's your voice very much so.
Oh shit!
But they got a guy doing it now.
Did they offer me money and shit?
I think so.
Probably.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know why I turned that one down.
I don't know. I bugged you about it for a while.
I may have been traveling on the road a lot and
Yeah.
just be like, I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I've turned down a bunch of little indie things because, when you're fucking busy, it's hard. I get, what happens to me? I don't know how you are with this, but I get nervous about fitting everything in.
Yeah.
And the anxiety of like committing to something that I'm like, oh shit, did I have a gig on that day? Like, it just makes me crazy.
I put everything on a list.
So do I. I do that too.
And then I'll throw it on my calendar too. But sometimes I forget.
I put it in a list on notes.
Yeah.
On the phone.
Yeah.
And just try to really be good with that. Like whenever I book something, I go,
Yeah, I've screwed up a
don't know.
lot with that. But yeah.
You have?
Oh, yeah. It's
yeah.
a bummer. And it always happens too, where I won't have a gig for like 3 or 4 days, and then somebody will want to, three people want to book me for the same day. And I'm like, I have to turn people down. I'm like, shoot. Hey, pup.
Hello. We got another visitor. Hi. Oh, you just going to see some squirrels?
Where's Mama?
Oh. This is the podcast where dogs and owners just mosey on over and they feel like they can take over the podcast. And we're such accommodating fellows.
We really are.
Both
of us are just like,
oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, we don't have much of an agenda.
well, and God forbid it's a woman comes over and talks to us. We'll both just be like, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah?
Really? We're just like a woman just, you want a chair? We can get a chair for you.
I got one in the Prius. I'm already gone. I'm running to get it. No, he did have a very cute dog, though.
Oh.
No, a very sweet
Except when he
puppers.
told us, it kills squirrels because
Well.
I've witnessed that, and that does suck.
Buddy, I mean, it's the same thing we were just talking about.
What was that?
The duality of existence.
Yeah.
The beauty of the park. The cuteness and the sweetness of the puppy that also murders squirrels.
Right, but the thing is, no offense, Mark, if you're watching this, but if you have a dog that does that, you keep it from doing that.
Well,
You don't let it kill wildlife.
that's a good point. That is a very good point.
You
Yeah.
don't, I get it, but yeah.
Yeah, trying to get him to stop doing it. I mean, he's got, what he's saved 4 in the last 5 years.
Anyway,
I love it.
God bless them both.
I always see these videos of cute animals, and there's been a couple of them where a big dog comes over and they go, drop it, real fast, drop it. And then Rufus opened his mouth and he's got like a baby chicken there that's still alive or whatever, or like a bunny.
Where do you see that shit?
On Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
there was
You watch some weird shit. I stay away from any.
It's not weird. It's cute. He had a baby bunny.
Yeah, as long
was
as he
still
doesn't
alive.
Hurt the fucking bunny.
No. He's a good boy. He was a nice, sweet golden retriever type dog,
I'll never forget my father showing me a video when I was just a little tyke. I mean, I was so small. I was smaller than an ant, and I'm not talking about Aunt Frederica who threw herself out the fucking window, but I was such a small. I was up at this big.
Yeah.
When I was born, by the way, I was extremely tiny. I was the size of a bug, and they used to call me Little June Bug. They used to say, "Hey, June Bug."
Wow. And you've really grown up.
Right. Right. I was fed. I wasn't fed for the first couple of years of my life, which had a lot to do with being tiny, tiny, tiny. But he showed me a video. My dad showed me just this horrendous video of a family getting murdered with an axe by the valet at this car park.
Oh, no.
And I said, "Stop it!" But he couldn't hear me because I was so tiny.
The size of an ant, yeah. That's rough.
Anyway,
I love the idea of your dad, or the idea of now, we're like, hey, you got to see this video, and I show it to you. But your dad's like, hey, let me show you this video. And then you go out to the garage. He's got to put a sheet up. He gets the projector reel going and just
right. And before the horrific axe murder, he just shows us a quick porn.
Or there's just a hot chicks pop. He's like, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Let's go play some wiffle ball.
Oh, well, with this relaxing nice day, do you think you could give the people a little classic Pepitone meditation?
No.
Not today. Not happening today.
I don't think so.
You're not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it. I'm enjoying just riffing, off the top of our heads,
Oh, yeah. No, I just, I'm trying to be a little bit of an Andy Richter here, over here. Hey, Conan, I think we got another guest coming up. No, it's like... Dude, watching Don Barris on stage, sometimes he'll be so high out of his fucking mind, and he'll...
Does he get high before shows?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he smokes a lot. And
he smokes a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and...
By the way, I'm up to, let's see, hold on, I'm giving you my day count off of weed. 11 plus 30, 41. I am up to 47 days.
That's a lot of days.
Yep.
Dude, congrats.
Yep.
That's pretty good. You feeling...
feeling clear.
The fog's gone?
Oh, yeah. The fog leaves after about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I would say the first 5 days are torture.
Yeah.
They're torture.
I thought about today being day number 1. But then I ended up smoking in the car.
Yeah.
So.
Day 1 is the bitch.
Yeah.
Day 1 is the day where you have to be kind of so disgusted with your behavior that your day 1 is the logical, organic thing to do.
Yes.
Which it was for me because I had the vape pen called Cake.
Oh, yeah.
And I literally smoked myself into a coma covered in icing.
Ooh, a cake.
No, you know what I mean?
You became a cake yourself.
I became a fucking cake. Right. And then once you get past 1, 2 becomes extremely problematic because you're not feeling as terrible as day 1, which you just organically do. But you somehow get by day 2 because it's still very fresh. But then day 3 and 4, you really want to go back because you're like, I can do it.
Well, I never make it past day 4 usually just because I celebrate those first 3 days. I'm really proud of myself.
No, day 4 is probably the toughest with weed because you're now 3 days removed and you crave it.
Oh, yeah.
Every fiber in your body craves it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually...
and my technique on day 4 is just every time I crave weed, just to have a baked potato with all the fixins.
All the fixins. Chives. You throw the chives in there?
Of course, that's the fixins.
All right, fair enough. I just double-checked on the chives.
Vegan sour cream, chives, vegan bacon, chives. And then... in the spirit of the times, I like to cut up the Constitution and sprinkle that.
It just
doesn't mean anything anymore.
That's right. No
habeas corpus.
Use it like confetti.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I did something. You know how you go the sleepy time tea or whatever.
Yeah.
You have the sleepy time tea bit where people say, I can't sleep, and you're like, well, it make me forget that I wasn't loved or something like that. It's such a good bit. Check it out. But I did that the other day to somebody because they go, man, you're looking good. I go, yeah, I've been fasting a lot. And they're like, man, are you just starving? And I go, yeah, I'm kind of been starving, a little bit. But, every time I get really, really hungry, I just have a couple of glasses of water. And he looked at me like, fuck you.
I know.
You're telling me
I know.
that the way you don't eat is you have a couple of glasses of water? Are you a psycho?
Right.
Like something so simple and so like... And I'm like, that's what I've been doing. My stomach starts to hurt because I haven't eaten. I'll drink a couple glasses of water. I'm feeling better. But this guy was just like,
Yep.
that ain't gonna work for me. That ain't gonna. He just.
Yeah, I've been at that place. I've been that guy who says, really, a couple of glasses of water?
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, since I haven't been doing any of my usual vices, my big vice now is ice cream and sorbet late at night with peanuts.
It's no good.
I know. I mean, I overdo it a little. It's all. I've been doing it with vegan ice cream, so it's not as bad. But
Well, I mean, it's the sugar is what.
the sugar is fucking intense.
The milk is the least of your problems when it comes to ice cream.
Really? Okay.
yeah.
Well, dairy fucks me up, but
Oh, does it?
yeah.
Well, that might actually be good because then you'll just pass all your food out.
Fuck you. No. Yeah, my sugar intake at night has been. Some people are calling it legendary. I mean, it's like a scoop, and I have all these different sorbets. I have lemon, mango, peach, strawberry, 4 different types of sorbets,
Oh, that's amazing.
and then something like a salted chocolate caramel
Ooh,
ice cream, vegan ice cream to go
Amazing.
on top of it.
that's a lot. That's a lot, but it
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
And
love-
peanuts for the crunch. I need a crunch.
I like a crunch myself. Yeah. The
45.
the sorbet.
Mm-hmm.
I love a sorbet. I love a gelato. Like I like that kind of heavy, thicker, like dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like screaming at audiences. Do you know that gelato has less air than ice cream? It's compressed air in gelato. But a lot of you have your heads up your asses worrying about detainment with no civil rights. And you're letting gelato slip.
You do like the opposite of what
Yeah.
you usually. You're like, you guys are out here worried about civil
Yeah.
rights. There's gelato, and it's delicious.
They're fucking they've perfected it, and you're worried about fucking climate breakdown.
How could you be out protesting for the genocide in Gaza when Me and Ed's Pizza just came out with a double pepperoni pizza?
Double. I'm talking about twice the pepperoni.
Two times. It's too much pepperoni.
It's too much, as in too good. All right, well, we kind of riffed our way through, very laid back. This was, when I consider this podcast today, a holiday weekend podcast.
Ooh, I like that. The holiday weekend cast.
We're in the heart of the summer.
Yes.
4th of July is kind of the unofficial, well, maybe not the heart, but the beginning of it,
Yeah.
It's gonna get hot, everybody.
Yeah.
It's gonna get hot. There's gonna be a lot of ice cream, a lot of pool parties,
Yep.
a lot of despair, a lot of murders.
Yeah, if you're having trouble staying cool, I recommend a box fan and a block of ice.
What was the first one?
a box fan? So you put the block of ice in a
Where do you get a block
tub.
of ice from?
7-Eleven.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you put it in a tub, and then you put the box fan behind it, and it blows that cool air all through the house.
So it really cools up the bathroom.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
No, I mean, you mean the whole house is cooled up?
Well, at least
Cool.
the room that it's in, and like.
Well, I thought you did. You just said you have to put it in a bathtub.
No, in a little tub, a little like
Oh, a
plastic
little
tub, like a little plastic.
So it
container.
really cools that room.
It gets the job done. If you're broke and you don't have an AC or whatever, like
How long does the? Sounds like you've had some experience.
Oh yes, we've done this a fair amount of times because we've had a couple situations where the AC was out in our house, dude. In the house in Fresno, I went up in the ceiling and there was literally the ductwork that would take the cooled air around the house. It was like smashed in, like so. It was literally just the air was just going into the attic. And so we didn't have any AC or anything for a while.
Oh,
and and in Fresno it gets up to like 110, 115 degrees. So we were doing all kinds of.
I hope that block of ice was big.
Oh yeah, it was pretty.
No, did it work?
Yeah, it works. It works. I mean, it works for a period of time.
How long? About 10 minutes?
No, a couple hours at least. Yeah. Plus then you got
it's some relief.
Yeah.
Some homemade relief.
Exactly. Or get yourself a gelato.
Right. Right.
Or
Get yourself a nice gelato.
yeah, or dig 7 feet down into the ground. It's nice and cool under there.
Yes, except don't go to the center of the earth. Then it gets extremely hot.
Yep. The duality again, Well, folks, if you enjoyed this podcast, let us know. Go ahead and put a comment on whatever you're viewing this podcast on. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We've got subscriptions on Patreon. We've got subscriptions on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to find Eddie in your town doing stand-up, go to www.eddiepepitone.com and you can see anytime he's coming to your town. And if you subscribe on Patreon, you can get some of those sets for yourself, private.
Thanks, everybody. You've been watching the podcast with no upside. Apocalypse soon. Later, Gator.